I came to the children's home when I needed emergency placement. My foster family was no longer able to care for me, and overnight I needed to be removed from their home. My first impression when I got to the children's home was shock. I didn't know that a place like this existed, but also I was impressed. It was like a mini village. Everything was very clean cut and pretty, and the grass was green, but I was also really scared. I didn't really know what was going to happen, but everyone was extremely nice, very sensitive to me, approached me very kindly. Throughout my whole life, I always had people that were taking care of me, but not necessarily parenting me. I ended up with really lovely house parents that had kids of their own. They made us breakfast every morning before we went to school. They were always there to help us with our homework when we got home. They were involved in seeing us succeed in our lives. We baked cookies. And I know that sounds silly, but it's things that you do in a regular home, and they did everything to make sure that we had the same experience here. Sports were a really big part of my life. When I got to high school, they immediately helped me get signed up for soccer. I got involved in clubs. I ran for prom queen my senior year, and that was with the work of everyone in my house at the time. And those memories are something that I will never forget. I will cherish those forever. Moving so much and changing schools so many times, you kind of get lost in the shuffle, and you're just taking random classes at this point. There's no end goal. And the director of education at the children's home changed that for me and made me realize and give me the courage that I can do this and that I can go to college. When I graduated high school, again with the support from the children's home, the education department, I had applied for colleges, looked for apartments, and I had a plan. I was moving to Gainesville, where I was going to do 1 year at Santa Fe and then transfer into the University of Florida. Wasn't exactly sure where I wanted to go. I was getting a degree in marketing, and decided to take a full-time teaching, which was completely different than anything I went to school for, but I fell in love with the kids and the atmosphere at the school. I knew in that moment that life had led me there for a reason, that it was part of my plan to take that job. I loved my time teaching, and it was what I needed at that time. It warmed my heart every single day. Unfortunately, teachers are not paid as much as they deserve. And with this big fancy degree hanging on my wall, I thought that I should give the corporate world a shot. And I ventured out and moved into HR and marketing, where I did a lot of employee engagement. And then I took a role as the Southeast coordinator for Brown & Brown, where I handled 35 offices, doing all of the recruiting for them. At the same time, I had a lot of other offers on the table, so I took a job at Foundation Risk Partners, where I'm a commercial insurance advisor. So one of the big things for me when I got to the children's home is from day one, I met with a counselor, and that was huge. It saved me. Without them and having an outlet and someone to work through everything that I had been through in my life, I probably wouldn't have been as successful. And that was talked a lot to me throughout my entire time at the children's home is, I know that things are really hard right now, but please understand that God has a plan for you. And even, I'm almost 30 now, and I still say that same saying to myself every day when things happen. I know it's hard right now, but God has a plan for you. I know that it's challenging and you don't understand, but God has a plan for you. I want to say thank you for everything that you do for the children's home. Without your support and donations, I would not be where I am today. The children's home gave me a second chance at living my best life, and I have done that. I am successful because of you and the support that you give in the children's home. So thank you.